What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports back at you guys with another video. In this video, I'm here with my San Francisco 49ers record prediction for the 2019 NFL season. And I'm a lot higher on the San Francisco 49ers than everybody else is. Everybody else is talking about they are unproven. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's unproven, which I agree. But in a little bit of games, a little bit of action that we have seen Jimmy Garoppolo in, he has looked like the truth. The defense is really improved. I mean, D4, Nick Bosa, along with D4's Buckner, that's one of the best pass rushing units in all of the NFL. Then you add on Jason Verrett. So, just a very improved San Francisco 49ers team. I'm a lot higher on the San Francisco 49ers. A lot of predictions I saw had them going 7-9, 8-8. This is a playoff caliber team. They're going to be competing for a playoff spot, and they need to be competing for the playoffs, considering all the money that they spent in free agency and whatnot. So they need to be improving. So week one against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, having a win in that game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I really like their wide receiving core, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. But I just can't see them beating the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers, to me, are just a better team. The secondary, the only hole in the San Francisco 49ers defense is that safety position. Everywhere else, they're pretty solid. I just think the San Francisco 49ers win this team because they're just a better football team. Week two at Cincinnati, second road game. They're going to win this game. Also, the Cincinnati Bengals are not a better team than San Francisco 49ers. I also have problems and concerns about their offensive line and how good the offensive line is. And the San Francisco 49ers are going to have a good opportunity to have a field day with the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line. Just don't have a lot of confidence in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give them the win there. So they start out the season 2-0. Week three, they play the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. This is a little bit of a hard game to decide because the Pittsburgh Steelers, even without Antonio Brown, are still very talented. And they have one of the best offensive lines in all of football. So they're going to be able to hold off that San Francisco 49ers pass rush. San Francisco 49ers are very improved too, but I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just think that Big Ben and the Pittsburgh Steelers, they roll into the San Francisco 49ers home. They go ahead and it's a pretty well fought game when the San Francisco 49ers end, but I just think the San Francisco 49ers just aren't on the level as the Pittsburgh Steelers are right now. So that's their first loss of the season. They got an early bye week, week four. Then they go play the Cleveland Browns at home Monday night. I have them winning that game because, look, the Cleveland Browns, they're improved, but I just think the San Francisco 49ers coming off of a bye week and they're going to be at home for 2 weeks in a row after that week three loss. Back at home, had a bye week, had a week to prepare. Think they're going to be more refreshed than the Cleveland Browns, and that's why I have them winning that game. But the Cleveland Browns and San Francisco 49ers can both go either way when it comes to that game. Both of those teams really improved. So it's just you can really flip a coin and decide who's going to win that game. Both of those teams, hard to choose who's going to win that game, but I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. Week six, they play the Los Angeles Rams on the road. First time they've been on the road in about a couple of weeks now. So they're going to go on the road, play the LA Rams. And this is a pretty tough game. It's a divisional game. It's on the road. This division is really tough when we're talking about the teams now. Three-way tie between the Seattle Seahawks, then you got the LA Rams, then you got to throw in the Arizona Cardinals there, who I don't think is going to be that much of a threat, but they're going to be competitive as well. So it's just a toss-up game. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the LA Rams. I think they get the better of the matchup the first go around. And, I think it's going to be highly contested. It's going to be a high scoring affair. I think the LA Rams win 28-24, but that game could go either way. Next up, on the road again, travel to Washington, D.C. to play the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins, they're going to have Dwayne Haskins as their starting quarterback. Their offensive line is okay. Their biggest concern is can they stay healthy? That's their biggest concern. And on the defense side of the ball, they have one of the best defensive lines in all of football. Last season in 2018, they all combined for at least 20 sacks. Then you got to add in Ryan Kerrigan. Then you add in the addition of Dominique Rogers Cromartie. Then you got Landon Collins. So this Washington Redskins team is no sleepover when it comes to the defense side of the ball. But I'm going to the San Francisco 49ers, I just don't think their offensive line is pretty good, but I just think the Washington Redskins come out at home and they get a shocking upset over the San Francisco 49ers. So this is back-to-back losses for the San Francisco 49ers. I just think that the Washington Redskins are kind of going to catch them by surprise because they match up pretty well. The offensive line isn't bad. But the Washington Redskins defensive line, I just think is going to get the advantage over the Washington Redskins offensive line, and I think they're going to dominate. Well, they're not going to dominate, but I think they win the matchup in the trenches, and that's why I have the Washington Redskins winning. So this is two back-to-back losses going into Week 8. They're back at home now, playing the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Carolina Panthers have a lot of holes in their secondary. And the San Francisco 49ers receiving core, it's solid. It's not great, but it's not bad neither. It's solid. Have a lot of guys that I like. They have Marquise Goodwin. They have Dante Pettis, who had a really, really good year his rookie season. So they also got George Kittle. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the San Francisco 49ers the W here. The Carolina Panthers, I just don't think they have enough pieces in that secondary to be able to stop that passing attack of the San Francisco 49ers. And I think the San Francisco 49ers walk out of week 8 with a victory. Week 9, they played the Arizona Cardinals at Arizona. The Arizona Cardinals, I have them losing this game. The San Francisco 49ers are just too talented. The San Francisco 49ers defensive line and edge rushers and pass rushers, they're just going to be too much for Kyler Murray in that offense. That offensive line is already one of the worst in the NFL. They're not going to be able to handle the San Francisco 49ers pass rush with Nick Bosa, D Ford, and DeForest Buckner. I just think that is too much, and I have the 49ers walking out with a victory. Monday night, back at home, playing the Seattle Seahawks. Interesting game, but I'm going to go to San Francisco 49ers to win that game as well. Seattle, I just don't think that team is going to be good enough to compete with the San Francisco 49ers. And I think the San Francisco 49ers are a better football team than the Seattle Seahawks. Week 11, they play the Arizona Cardinals at home again. Have them winning that matchup as well. The Arizona Cardinals, they're just not good. They don't have a roster that's even fit to compete for at least 7 wins. So I think they get the better of that matchup. They're going to dominate up front again. The offensive line is not good at all. They're just going to get the better matchup. Week 12. Now, the San Francisco 49ers, they have won 4 games in a row. So now they face a true task. They have to play probably the best quarterback they have played so far this season, and Aaron Rodgers. Now, this is a tricky game for the San Francisco 49ers. It's at home, The Green Bay Packers are really improved on defense. Really improved. And I like their secondary a lot. I like Jaire Alexander and I like Josh Jackson. So I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. I think they win this game. It's going to be competitive. But in the fourth quarter, I think they pull away because Aaron Rodgers is going to be the difference maker. The Green Bay Packers offensive line, it's solid. And their defensive line is solid too. And I don't think the San Francisco 49ers are going to get a lot of opportunities to, hit Aaron Rodgers because we know how Aaron Rodgers is basically a magician. Every time he lines up at that quarterback position, he's very hard to bring down. And I just think the Green Bay Packers win that matchup strictly because of Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the deciding factor of why the Green Bay Packers beat the San Francisco 49ers. It's a toss-up game. It can go either way, but I'm just going to go with the Green Bay Packers. Week 13, they're back on the road after having 3 straight home games. They're playing the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore. Tough game. Lamar Jackson, that rushing attack. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. And here's why. Because the Baltimore Ravens, this Baltimore Ravens team on the offensive side of the ball is built to run the ball. They have that three-headed monster. They're going to have Edwards. They're going to have Ingram. They're going to have Justice Hill. And the San Francisco 49ers, they don't have the personnel to line up and stop the run. They're more of a pass rushing team. Nick Bosa and DeForest Buckner and D4, they're more pass rushers than they are run stoppers. And I just think the Baltimore Ravens get the better of that matchup when it comes to running the football. And that's why I have the Baltimore Ravens winning that game. Week 14, they travel on the road. Second straight home game, they play the New Orleans Saints. This game, I'm going to give to the New Orleans Saints. I think the New Orleans Saints are a better football team than the San Francisco 49ers. And it's going to be a pretty high scoring affair because we know how the New Orleans Saints are when it comes to facing teams with pretty solid quarterbacks and pretty solid offensive play callers. It's going to be a high scoring affair. I think the New Orleans Saints win 21 to 20. No, I have the New Orleans Saints winning 21 to 34. I think it's just going to be a high scoring affair, but I just think Drew Brees is just going to put up a lot of points. And the San Francisco 49ers, I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. They're going to score some points, but I think the Saints are just a better football team. Week 15, they play the Atlanta Falcons back at home. One out of two of their last home games playing the Atlanta Falcons. Toss up game. The Atlanta Falcons have a very talented wide receiving core. San Francisco 49ers are approved when it comes to the secondary. Richard Sherman versus Julio Jones. Justin Verrett versus Calvin Ridley. That matchup can go either way, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. I think they win this game. It's at home. The Atlanta Falcons are a very talented team, but I just think the San Francisco 49ers are going to get the better of that matchup. Week 16, they played the Los Angeles Rams again at home. This is the second time these two teams have played, and I'm going to go ahead and give the win to the San Francisco 49ers. I don't see the LA Rams sweeping them or beating them twice this season. I just think this team is too improved and more talented than what it was last season to lose to the LA Rams twice. Week 17, their last game of the season, they play the Seattle Seahawks at Seattle. That's going to be a tough game, very competitive, very hard fought. But I'm going to have the San Francisco 49ers winning that game. They're going to sweep the Seattle Seahawks, and I just think they are a better team than the Seattle Seahawks, and the personnel on paper matches up very well with the Seattle Seahawks. And I just think San Francisco 49ers are just going to beat them twice. I just think they're a better football team. So the record prediction I have for the San Francisco 49ers is 10-6. 10-6. They should be competing for a playoff spot. They should be in the wild card. And this isn't a bad San Francisco 49ers team. This probably is the best 49ers team we have seen in a while. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on this team. I don't think there's no way that they go 7-9, 8-8. This is a playoff caliber roster. They should be competing for a playoff spot. And I have them at 10-6. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. And thanks for watching.